Welcome back to Four Dudes Barbecue. Today we're doing smoked salsa.
Smoked salsa on the barbecue?
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's get cooking.
Yeah, let's get cooking.
Alright guys, 4 Dudes Barbecue here. This is our salsa edition, our smoked salsa on the Weber Kettle. So what I got here, I'm just showing you how I got my coals lit. I have just one of the Weber baskets. I filled it up with a Kingsford Original, and I put a starter cube right here, lit it. And what I'm going to have it do is just kind of work its way over from left to right. We don't need a whole lot of heat for this cook. We're not trying to cook any of the vegetables. Just kind of giving that nice barbecue smoke flavor that you get at a nice restaurant when you get that salsa. So we'll let this go over. I'm going to put my veggies, somewhere in this area, indirect, not right on top. Towards the end, depending on how the chilies look, I may set them right over the coals to blister them, and that way we can, get that blistered, smoky barbecue flavor we're looking for the salsa. So I'll let this burn, and then I'll bring it back with the veggies. I'm going to leave this uncovered for just a little bit, and then I'll cover it up, and we'll see that that temperature be, we're not trying to get anything over 250, something like that, so it'll be perfect. Alright, see you back. Alright guys, salsa time. Seeking of Miles right around the corner, so I thought, go ahead and make some of our salsa here. This is a recipe that, kind of family tradition, I guess. Me and my dad like to cook it a lot. Different variations of it. This one here, we're going to do a smoked version on the Weber Kettle. I'll show you some of the ingredients before I put them on. So you got a combo of some green onions. I got green chili peppers, Hatch or Anaheim. A bunch of tomatoes I'm going to have. And then some red onion, about a half a red onion. What I'm going to do with these, I'm going to smoke them for about 30 to 45 minutes, just to impart some flavor. With these green chilies, I'm going to blister these towards the end over our hot coals. I showed you how I started it. You can see the coals already going. I got some good smoke coming off. I'm going to put on here a little chunk of hickory, and then we'll let it go 30-40 minutes. I'm going to lay some foil down on a Weber kettle. That way these will sit on top of the foil, makes it easy to flip and turn, that way nothing's falling through the grates if things get a little too soft. But all I want to do is get some nice flavor. I'm going to add some more things at the end. I'll show you that when I actually blend the salsa. So let's go ahead and get this on the barbecue. Alright, so I got my veggies here on the Weber kettle. Like I said, we're going to impart some good smoke flavor. Not a whole lot of heat. We're not trying to cook this. It will get a little soft from the heat of the barbecue. And it's probably going to be around 225, 250 or so. So I got the green peppers in the front. I want them a little closer to the fire, see if we can get that skin blistered. Those are the Anaheims or the Hatch peppers. I have about 5 or 6 tomatoes that I've halved. Those are on, and some green onions and some red onion. I'm going to also add a couple things later on that I'm not smoking, including lime juice, lots of lime juice, salt, garlic, some pickled jalapenos and the juice from that, and also some tomato sauce. And that's going to be the fixings for our salsa. Now this is going to be a short smoke, 30 to 45 minutes or so, depending on how much smoke you want. I think that's a good mix. No longer than an hour is probably necessary. But we'll go ahead and let this go. You see it's already starting to smoke. I'll go ahead and close the lid. Got both dampeners wide open because I'm only using that one side of that Weber basket, so I want to make sure that fire keeps going. And we'll be back when this is ready to go, and I'll get it all mixed up. Alright, let's look at our veggies. They're looking good here. We got some good color. See, our onions are looking nice. Peppers are getting a little soft. Our tomatoes are probably soft. I think they're probably ready to be taken off now. What I'm going to do, though, is put our peppers directly over this fire and really blister that skin. And when I do that, I think I'm going to take... Let me check these. Well, tomatoes are still a little firm. I might even try to blister some of them. Just get some of that added barbecue flavor. Our onion looks good, nice and soft. Just open it up a little bit, get a little more of the smoke. Good wilt with our green onion. Overall, we're looking good. Maybe about 20 more minutes or so. Just get these peppers that are already starting to blister up. You can see that. That's what we're looking for. Get that blister, peel it off, and then we're left with that soft, flesh underneath that's going to have that nice taste. So I'm going to let these blister up a little bit, and then we'll get ready for our preparation. We'll mix it all together, and I'll show you how I do that in a bit. Alright, so our veggies look perfect. We're going to take these off. You can see you got good char on our chili peppers. We roasted, or fire roasted those tomatoes, put them right over the coals. Onions are nice and tender. So we got the skin here. I'm just going to peel this off. De-seed these. You know, cut the tops off. The tomatoes, we put them right over the heat also. They're nice and soft. They're looking perfect. Get the last of the char. That's what we want right there. Peel all that charred skin away. We're just left with the tastiness. We got good smoke flavor. I actually used apple wood. I grabbed a chunk from a bag I wasn't paying attention to. So we got apple wood smoke on these, not the hickory I thought, but that's perfect. Apple goes good with veggies. Everything's looking perfect right now. So I'm going to take this off, get everything ready to get mixed up. We're going to use an immersion blender. Blend everything up nice and smooth. That way it's good for tacos, tostadas. We're having tostadas tonight, so that's what this is being used for. But I'll show you that in a second. Alright, so here's where we're at with our salsa. Got our onions in. Got our tomatoes. It's looking good. Got our green chilies. We took off the skin that was wilted, de-seeded them. And those are all our veggies that were smoked. Barbecue to get that nice char. So what we're going to do is add the rest of our stuff to make this into our salsa. So I got about 8 ounces of tomato sauce. I'll use about, let's say, 2/3 of that. I'm going to add 6 pickled jalapenos, the ones that come with the carrots. Just cut those up, took out most of the seeds, some of the membrane. And I have the lime juice of 6 limes and also some of that vinegar from the pickled jalapenos. I'm going to add in some kosher salt, some garlic, got about 1 tablespoon or so of garlic. You can probably do 2 or 3 cloves if you wanted to go that route. And then a couple bunches of cilantro. So I got my cilantro in there. And what I'm going to do to make this more like a restaurant style, I'm going to hit this with an immersion blender. So I'm going to puree all this up till it's nice and smooth and silky. And then after that, we'll make adjustments as far as taste goes. If it needs to be hotter, if it's not hot enough, more salt, more lime juice, and then we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and hit this with an immersion blender, and then I'll show you what it looks like after. Alright guys, so this is our finished product here. I hit it with an immersion blender, as you can see. It's got that nice, smooth texture and consistency you want. Perfect for tacos, just dipping like this. Maybe you can put this over a tostada. Like I said, I'm having tostadas tonight. I'm making tacos tomorrow, and I'll show you how I do that. Well, let's take a little test of this. That is good. Got good heat. Remember, we used 5 Anaheim chilies and 3 of those pickled jalapeno peppers. Sometimes those peppers, it's hard to tell how hot they're going to be, but it was very nice on the flavor as far as the heat goes. We had about 6 tomatoes, the onions, the green onions, and the red onion, cilantro, lime juice, the vinegar from that can of the pickled jalapenos, and some tomato sauce. I mean, that is like anything you'd find in a restaurant. Sit down with a cold one, they hand you those chips and salsa, and you just eat away until you get your meal. That's what that is. Easy on the barbecue, a little bit of smoke from that apple chunk that we use. I encourage you all to try it. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit that like button. Leave a comment. Give me some tips for some more cooks or some questions, anything. I'm always here. 4 Dudes Barbecue. We'll see you again. Yeah, that's good.